pin number 11, 10 and 9 as output pin, and we had initialized the serial monitor with this instruction serial.begin at a speed or baud rate of 9600. Now what I had intended to do was see what values are generated by the A0 pin. Okay, and the values which are generated by the A0 pin, that I want to be printed on the serial monitor. For that, what I'll do is I'll type the command analog write, sorry, I'll read. I'm not writing, I'm reading. Analog read. Where I am reading pin number A0. I'm reading from pin number A0, whatever values it is generating. Now those values, if I have to print it on the serial monitor, yeah.
Ma'am, in void setup, we have to set the pins which are using for input and output. But when we are using analog pin, we have to do that or not?
No, that initialization is not required. For analog input pins, these are not required because they have only input features. I mean, we are not outputting anything from analog pins, right? So they are configured as input already. But as I said, the digital pins, they can be configured as either input or output. That is why they appear in the setup part. Analog is fixed, so we do not require to set. Yeah. Now, the values which I am reading from this A0 pin, that I am storing in some variable which I am calling as val. This variable, some variable val. Now, we have to initialize that variable. I can initialize it as integer. So, integer value by the name of val is storing the values which are coming from the A0 pin. Okay. I could have even initialized this val before the void setup loop. So anything you need to initialize can be done above the void setup loop. But over here, what I'm doing, I'm initializing it here only. I'm initializing it as an integer variable, and whatever values I am reading from the A0 pin, that I'm putting into this integer variable, which I have named as val. Okay. For finishing off any instruction, don't forget the semicolon. Otherwise, again, it will throw a simulation error. Now, whatever values are there in this variable val, I need to print it on the serial monitor. For that, what command should I use? Serial dot print within bracket whose values we are printing, the values which are stored in val. Okay. Now, if I give this instruction and start the simulation, let me open the serial monitor. So do you see the value 0 is getting printed repeatedly, one after another? That is because the serial monitor is continuously going on, outputting 0, one after another. So I do not want the zeros to be coming in horizontal fashion. I want the values to be typed in different lines, one after another. For that, what we'll need to do is I'll stop the simulation. Remember, I cannot make any changes in the code when the simulation is running on. I have to stop the simulation and then only I have the opportunity to change the code. Okay. Now, I do not want the zeros to be appearing one after another in this manner. I want it to appear, each value should appear in a new line. For that, after serial.print, I give ln. Serial.print ln. So what does ln do? Ln types in every value of this variable val in a different line. ln stands for new line. Okay. Now if I give this ln and start the simulation, so let us see what happens. So now can you see that now also zeros are getting printed? The zeros which are coming in from this A0 pin, they are getting printed, but now it is appearing in, all the zeros are appearing in different lines. Are you able to see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Those zeros are corresponding to the position of the wiper which you have kept close to terminal 1, that is ground. Now let us see what happens, what values get printed when we change this potentiometer slider. Now I'm moving the slider. I'm moving the slider. Now can you see 20, 40, 60, 123, 200, 300s? As and when I'm changing the slider, I'm going to the other end. I'm going to the full voltage position. My values are increasing and the maximum value that I'm getting is 1023. So from 0 volt, position of the potentiometer to the full voltage, that is 5 volt, the A0 pin giving an output starting from 0 to the maximum of 1023. Now 0 to 1023, that is my range which I got from A0 pin. What does it signify? It signifies 1024 different values, correct? So again I move the position wiper back from 1023, I move it down. So from 1023 I go back to 0. So how many different values are there? Yes, starting from 0 to 1023. How many different values are there?
Number of values we can get.
1024.
1024.
Great. It is, yeah. So when you start from 0 to 1023, it is basically 1024 different values that we are getting. Okay. Now 1024 is equal to 2 raised to 10. Correct? 1024 is equal to
Yes,
2
ma'am.
raised
Yes,
to
ma'am.
10. Now
2
2
is 2
raised
to
to
the
10.
power 10, ma'am.
2 raised to 10 means what? Those analog input pins are encoded in terms of 10 bits. That is 2 raised to 10.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now when I have to, yeah. So whatever is coming on these analog pins, A0 to A5, that is encoded in terms of 10 bits. Remember, that is encoded in terms of 10 bits so that I can have 1024 different values. Okay. But the problem is this PWM pins, whether it is pin number 11, 10, 9 or 653, all these PWM pins are encoded in terms of 8 bits only. So a value which is, I repeat, the analog input pins can have 1024 different values and they are encoded in terms of 10 bits. 10 bits. So 10 bits means 2 raised to 10 combination, 1024 different combinations starting from 0 to 1023. That you have seen, correct? That you have seen. It goes from 0 to
Yes.
1023. So
Yes,
1024 different values over here. But on the output side, on the right side, what we have, the PWM pins we have, you can go from a maximum of 0, sorry, minimum of 0 to a maximum of 255 that you have seen in the slides. The PWM pins can go from a minimum of 0 to a maximum of 255. So that means they are capable of exhibiting 256 different values. 256 means 2 raised to 8. So they are encoded in terms of 8 bits. So analogs are encoded in terms of 10 bits and the PWM pins are encoded in terms of 8 bits. So whenever we get something from the analog pin and we have output it on the PWM pin, we have to somehow scale down those 10 bits in terms of 8 bits, right? Getting it?
Ma'am, voice is not clear.
Yes, ma'am. Voice is breaking
Voice
a
is
little
not
bit.
clear.
And now clear, ma'am. Now
Voice
clear.
is breaking a little bit. Now, is it clear? Okay. Then I repeat again and let me see whether you are following it or not. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So as I said, these analog pins are capable of exhibiting 1024 different values starting from 0 to 3. That means they are encoded in terms of 10 bits. The PWM pins, on the other hand, they range from 0 to 255. They can exhibit values starting from 0 to 255. So in other words, they are encoded in terms of 8 bits. So whatever we are reading from the potentiometer, whatever values we read from the potentiometer, they will come in the form of 10 bits. And if we need to write the corresponding value on the PWM pin, we need to encode it in terms of 8 bits. So 10 bits over here need to be scaled down to 8 bits on the other side. Are you getting it now?
Yes, ma'am.
So any 10-bit value ranging from 0 to 1023 has to be scaled down to an 8-bit value ranging from 0 to 255. That is what we need to do. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So for this, we need a scaling function. We need a command which can scale values in the range of 0 to 1023 into an equivalent range of 0 to 255. That is what we require. Now, I go back to the code and I see which command will give me that feature. So here we have a command which we call as map. Map is a function which is used to scale down values or scale up values. Which value we are going to scale? We are going to scale the value which came in from A0 pin. That value we had stored where? We had stored in this variable val. So we are mapping that val which had range from 0 to 1023. This was the range of val. Now that we need to map or scale down to which value? We need to scale it down to 0 to 255. Sorry, 255. I close the bracket, put a semicolon. So what I have done, I have scaled down the analog pin values which were in a range of 0 to 1023 into an equivalent PWM range from 0 to 255. This is my map function. All right. Now these values which I have mapped, I store back again in val. Okay. So after scaling it down, I store it back in val. This syntax is clear to you? This instruction is clear to you? Have you heard me? Sukruti, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So after scaling it down, I have stored it again in val. Now I want to use those varying values which have come out from the analog pin by varying the potentiometer. I want those varying values on my PWM pin to be able to control this LED. Okay. So whatever I have read out from A0, let me use those values to control, let us say, the red terminal. The red terminal is connected where? The red terminal is connected to pin number 11, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So as these values are analog values, 0 to 255 represent analog values. So let me use the command. Sorry. Analog write. Where I want to write? I want to write in the PWM pin 11. So put a bracket. It is pin number 11. And what I want to write are the values, scaled values come from the A0 pin. Okay. So I'll again revise what this code is doing. It is setting pin number 11, 10 and 9 in the output mode. It has initialized the serial monitor. We have read the values which have come from the A0 pin. printed those values in the serial monitor. We have seen that those values are ranging from 0 to 1023. We have scaled it down into a range of 0 to 255 so that we can write it into the PWM pin. Which pin we have written that value into? Pin number 11, which corresponds to the red color. Okay. So with this much amount of code, let us simulate the circuit. Okay, now my potentiometer is at 0. So you can see that the LED is not glowing at all. If what happens if I move the slider of the potentiometer? Can you see that the brightness of the LED is changing and it is exhibiting a maximum brightness when the potentiometer has moved to a full voltage of 5 volt. Okay. So what I'm able to do, I'm able to control the brightness of the LED with the help of the potentiometer. So I have made a dimmer circuit. We call this as a dimmer, LED dimmer circuit. Okay. Now this is what I have achieved by connecting the potentiometer. Now I'll stop the simulation and let me get back to you. So we have controlled the brightness of the red color. If I want to control the brightness of the blue color and green color, what do we need?
We have to just change the pin number in analog, right?
We need to change the
Pin
number
number.
in the analog. Yeah. So instead of 11, we can make it 10 and 9. But what if I want to do control the brightness of all three simultaneously? Using a single potentiometer, I am able to control the brightness of only one color or one terminal. If I want to control the brightness of all the three colors, then what I need to do? What changes should be there in the hardware part?
3 potentiometers.
Great. So I need 3 potentiometers for that. Okay. Sukriti ma'am?
Yes,
Ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, that previous code, can I take a screenshot, ma'am?
Okay, sure. 1 second. This one, right?
Not yet visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, is it required to set any resistance value of that potentiometer?
So before going into the 3 potentiometer, let me right now we can work with this 0 to 250 kilo ohm resistance. For other applications, you might require a change. But when we are working with a range of 0 to 5 volt, this is pretty good for us.
Okay, ma'am.
We do not make any change in the potentiometer settings. Okay, so okay. Now I'll do one modification in my code. I'm adding one more instruction. Let us say I write analog write, then in number 10, if I give the same val, let's see what happens. With the same value, I'm trying to control the blue color also. Let's see what happens. You can always see. So what do you see over here? I move the slider back into the 0 position. When I'm at 0 position, the LED is not glowing. Now, as and when I move the slider, a magenta color goes from dim to bright. Why this has happened, you know? This has happened because I have used the same value, val, which I read from the analog pin to control both PWM pin 10 and PWM pin 11. That means red and blue. I'm trying to simultaneously control their brightness by using the same value. That is why it is showing me a mixed combination of both red and blue shades. Together they gave me a brightness control for the magenta shade. Okay. Now if I bring in green also by analog write 9, val, so I'll see that I'll get a brightness variation for white color. The white will go from 0 to the, dim to the brightest. But I do not want that. I want all the shades to be exhibited properly. So for that, what I need to do, one logic I can apply over here. I can apply, I'll stop the simulation. For 2 shades, I can do that. I'll write 255 minus val. So this is giving me a kind of inverse relation between red and blue color. Do you see that? So when val is 0, red will be 0, but blue will be at 255. Whereas when val is maximum at 255, that is red is maximum, my blue will be 255 minus 255, that is 0. So red and blue over here will have an inverse relationship with each other. Are you getting me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So let us see what happens when we simulate this particular piece of code. See, at the extreme end, we have the red shade. When I move the wiper, the red component reduces and magenta comes in somewhere in the middle. And when we move to the other end, even the red component will reduce and we'll have the blue shade. So we are going from blue color through various hues of magenta. And at the other end, we have the red shade. Okay. But still, we are not able to bring in the green color. With this piece of code, somehow we cannot bring in the green color. 3 shades we cannot mix properly. So for mixing of 3 shades or for brightness control of 3 shades, we need to bring in 3 potentiometer, as you have rightfully said. So in our project, can we expect you to control the brightness variations of all 3 colors R, G and B by using 3 potentiometers? Can we expect it from you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then a single A0 pin won't suffice. We might need to use 3 different analog pins, A0, A1 and A2, which will be connected to the wipers of the 3 potentiometers. But remember, for all the potentiometers, the voltage supply, that is 5 volt and ground, need to be common. Okay, connect all the 3 potentiometers between the same 5 volt and the same ground. The wipers need to be connected to the analog pins, let us say an A0, A1 or A2 or any analog pin that you are interested in. And similarly, the RGB configuration will remain same, only your code will vary a little. Here we have mapped the values after scaling it down. From A0, we have mapped it into val. Then maybe what you are reading from analog read A1, that can map into some val 2. Maybe from A2, you can map it to some val 3. And then analog write it into pin number 10 and 9.
Ma'am, please repeat once.
Okay. So if I use 3 potentiometers, I'll make the power supply 5 volt and ground common. Okay. The wipers will be connected to, let us say, A0, A1 and A2. So whatever I am reading from A0, that I have put in val, read it into pin number 11. Whatever I'll be reading from analog pin A1, that I'll put into some new different variable, let us say val 1 or val 2, and I'll write it into pin number 10. Similarly, whatever I'll read from analog pin A2, that I'll store in some different variable, val3, and I'll write it into analog pin, analog write 9, val. Are you getting? So analog read A0, analog read A1, analog read A2 will be stored in 3 different values, val1, val2, val3. We'll scale it down from val1, val2, val3 in this range. We'll scale all of them down to 0 to 255 range, and then we'll write into pin number 11, 10, and 9 corresponding to red, blue, and green color. So it is just whatever I have done once, you are going to do it thrice. Are you getting me?
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, that actually that in the void loop setup, the int val is equal to analog read A0. Yes, ma'am.
Come again.
Ma'am, in the void loop setup,
Yeah. In the void loop.
the int val, sorry, yes, ma'am. Int val is
Here.
equal to analog read A0.
Yeah. Then maybe you will write int some val1, some new variable val1
Yes,
equals to analog read A1,
A1.
kind of. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A1.
Yes, ma'am.
And
I'm
over
like,
here,
yes, ma'am.
over you scale down this also. You have to scale. One second. I'll copy
Yes,
and I'll paste. I'll scale down val1 also from in this range from 1023. I'll scale it down to 255 value. Then I'll have to do an analog write. What I'll write? Where I'll write this val1 into pin number 10.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, corresponding to the blue color. So first potentiometer, which will be connected to A0, will control the brightness of the red color. The second potentiometer, which will be connected to A1, will control the brightness of blue color. Similarly, the third potentiometer, the third potentiometer will control the brightness of the green color.
Green color. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So you will have 3 different potentiometers. By moving whose wipers, you will see different shades. You'll see red, you'll see blue, you'll see green, you'll see magenta, you'll see yellow. Hello? Yeah, you see magenta, you see yellow, you see cyan. And when all the wipers are in their maximum position, then you will see perfect white color.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so, ma'am, last doubt is that, ma'am, we can write the 3 RGB color code in just one setup, or we have to continue the loop thrice?
In the same loop. That means you are saying in
Yes,
this part, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Void loop is only once. You do not repeat the void loop once. Within the void loop, you have to write the entire piece of code.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, ma'am.
So see, the texting part, the writing of the code in text format is very easy. It's very easy. There are some basic commands only, that is pin mode. Pin mode for setting the pin configuration of the digital pins.
Yes, ma'am.
You have just analog read and analog write commands. That's it. Nothing else. We are doing the same thing repeatedly over and over again.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other doubt? Any other query?
Ma'am, one statement is there, that is serial.println. So ma'am, that is not required for all to print these values. We only need to glue the LEDs.
Yeah, this is just I had shown you to, I mean, for us to appreciate what is the range of values that we are getting from the analog pin.
Yes, ma'am.
That's the only purpose.
Ma'am, no need to write that code in all other program.
I do not think you need to write, because that is just for initializing the serial monitor. That has no part to play in the brightness control of the LED.
Yes.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So today's assignment, I think I'll have to stop the share and restart. Okay, just 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we can see the project.
Can you?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay, okay. So it's your project today is to control the LED brightness using potentiometer and Arduino Uno. So this problem definition has been given. This theory we have discussed in our class. We have seen all this. You have seen this graph also. So your task is this is all the vary the resistance of the potentiometer and increase the resistances for the potentiometers for red, green and blue and decrease. And what is your observation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now it's not a test. Basically, you have to just explain what are these instructions doing. That is analog read, analog write, and mapping of analog read A2. That means the val. The analog read we have stored inside val, and we had put val over here, right? Here it is directly giving analog read A2 or A0, whatever. What is the function of this map instruction?
Yes, ma'am.
Then what is PWM in Arduino Uno, and explain the working of the circuit. So today's assignment is easy. Now this is the challenge question. Just challenge yourself. Interface 3 different potentiometers to the 3 ends of the current control resistors of the RG LED to individually control the red, blue and green color, and also see a mix of 3 colors on the LED by suitable variation of the 3 pots or potentiometers. This is the task which I had given you at the end. So this is your challenge question for the day. So you have understood what is your task?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So whatever I have done with one pot at the end,
Yes, ma'am.
that you have to repeat with 3 pots. And it's good if you don't keep the pots hanging, if you can put the pot inside the breadboard instead of keeping it dangling out here. If you can insert the pot in the breadboard, then also it will look good, like this. If you can put the pots in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
breadboard. Okay. So
Yes,
make
ma'am.
suitable changes in the circuit for the challenge question, and we'll meet you again at 2 o'clock. Is that good?
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ma'am, we have to submit before 2 or tomorrow.
Sukriti ma'am.
No, you have to submit before 2 today. So today in the afternoon we can discuss both yesterday's homework and today's homework. But is it possible? That also I want to know. Do you have any lectures in between now?
Yes, ma'am. At 11 p.m.
Yes,
one lecture is
ma'am.
11.
Ma'am, at 11 to 1:30 there is one lecture.
Okay. So yesterday's work, those who have not finished, they have to complete at least yesterday's work and they have to upload. Please take your friend's help and you can complete that. Only 4 of you have uploaded. So remaining 3 have to upload it. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
so ma'am, can we submit today's assignment tomorrow, ma'am?
Then today's assignment, if it is not possible right now, you can submit it tomorrow. Then tomorrow afternoon
Yes,
we
ma'am.
will talk about today's assignment. We'll do it like that.
Okay,
Let's see.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
The
Okay, ma'am.
day we
Ma'am, this
on
assignment.
which huh?
Ma'am, the text document will be uploaded in classroom, na?
Same.
Yeah.
Now once the session is over, ma'am will upload project 2 in the Google Classroom. Similar way, yesterday you have uploaded your assignment, download the Word document, paste your projects and then upload that in your Google Classroom. Okay.
Okay.
तो जिन्होंने अभी
So this
कल का नहीं किया है उनको पहले फ्रेंड्स को पूछ के वो खत्म करके पहले अपलोड कर दो. तो आफ्टरनून 2 o'clock we can discuss all those things. हाँ
मैम जिन का मतलब चला गया है उनका नाम बता सकते हैं क्या?
हाँ मैं बताती हूँ, एक मिनट
कंफर्म.
या जस्ट अ मोमेंट. दीपांकर का वी हैव रिसीव्ड, सौरव का मिला है, सुविक्रम का मिला है, अविनाश शर्मा का मिला है. तो बाकी कौन बचा? देवाशीष.
मैम.
हाँ
मैम. मैम मैंने भेजा है एक्चुअली आपको.
तो वो अपलोड नहीं, आपने टर्न इन पे क्लिक नहीं किया क्या? आपने अपलोड किया होगा लेकिन टर्न इन ये है उस पे क्लिक नहीं किया तो वो उधर गूगल क्लासरूम में सेव नहीं होता है. एक बार जरा फ्रेंड को पूछ लो जिनका हो गया है.
मैम एक्चुअली प्रॉब्लम ये है कि नेट ठीक नहीं चल रहा है एक्चुअली मैम.
तो फिर हम ठीक है, आपके पास रेडी रखो.
मैम
तो
आप
आपका स्क्रीन शेयर
मैम
करके
आपको
दिखाना
मैंने
दोपहर को 2 बजे। सुनो सुनो अंशु मत,
मैम आप
लिसन
हाँ
लिसन टू मी, लिसन टू मी। आपका रेडी रखो,
हाँ
अगर दोपहर को 2 बजे तक अपलोड नहीं हुआ तो आपके पास मिनिमाइज
यस मैम
करके रखो। और हम दोपहर को जब 2 बजे हम सेशन चालू करेंगे तब आपका स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखाओ आपने क्या किया है।
यस मैम।
ओके, और किसने नहीं अपलोड
मैम
किया है? हाँ,
मैम एक्चुअली मैंने आपको भेज दिया था व्हाट्सएप पे
व्हाट्सएप पे
अपना
नहीं
वाला।
चाहिए, वी वांट इट इन गूगल क्लासरूम।
ठीक है मैम।
ओके,
WhatsApp, we cannot grade things. In Google Classroom, we can grade your assignments.
यस मैम।
और जिसका बाकी है शायद राहुल मोहातो नहीं कर पाएगा तो इट्स ओके बिकॉज ही वाज एब्सेंट यस्टरडे, लेकिन बाकी सबका मिलना चाहिए हमें। ओके
Yes, ma'am.
okay, so afternoon 2 o'clock we will start the session again, and that time we will discuss whatever you have done, assignments, your doubts, all will be cleared in that session. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so all of you can leave now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
दिनेश तुम्ही पण आज लिव्ह केलं तरी चालेल, मी फोन करते तुम्हाला 5-10 मिनिटात.
ओके मॅम, चालेल.
लास्ट पर्सन को रिमूव कर दे, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दे.
हाँ हाँ, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद.